So, in talking about being a lower level shooter and a higher level shooter, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, it's just, facts, right? What do you think has been the biggest takeaway as far as like, is it skill set? Is it the mental game? What is it that separates the good from the great as far as competitive shooting goes in your observations?
Um, I would I would I would break it down to just emotional control and mental management, plain and simple. Yeah.
Mm,
So because if you know how to shoot well, I'm talking if you're, I don't know, let's just say you're a turbo pin winner, right? And really, you're not really going to be able to get to turbo pin until you really manage your mental game and until you manage your emotions. Um,
mhm. And
that's
what do you
really
mean by that? Manage your emotions for those that might not understand that.
yeah. So understanding where you are emotionally and staying in the moment, like Adam Lynch would say,
Mhm,
just focusing on the process itself. Um,
mhm,
for instance, let's say you're just a really strong shooter. Let's say you're right there on the cusp of light pen, and if I just work really hard and I try and I really just push it, maybe I can get to turbo pen. And the problem is you're probably not going to make it because
mhm,
you're n- your mind isn't really where you need it to be. Um, you really need to, in order for you to make those metrics, you really have to be running for your subconscious. And if your
mhm,
conscious mind is getting in the way, if your conscious mind is trying to take control, then it's not going to understand. You're not going to be able to manage the minor idiosyncrasies that come along with higher level shooting. Like if you're a strong shooter, you can probably make it to um, B class in USPSA. You could probably make it to, sharpshooter in IDPA. You'll probably be okay. You'll probably make it to light pen. Um,
mhm,
but the problem with it that is a lot of the, grip, sights, and trigger have to be myelinated to the point where you just do it. So instead of
mhm,
thinking of like your four-step draw stroke, like, okay, I got to go to one and I got to go to two and I got to go to three. Instead,
mhm,
you just draw and it just becomes organic. And
mhm,
that way you can free up that top-down processing. And the shooting could be more of a bottom-up process. Um,
mhm,
because your subconscious is going to be more of like, let's say, have you ever driven somewhere and you kind of didn't really remember the route you take when you got there? You just kind
mhm,
of drove. You didn't
mhm,
remember that purple car that cut you off. You didn't remember that, the Circle K down the street is closed now. You didn't remember that, the light on Main Street just felt a little bit longer than usual. You don't remember all that stuff. You just kind of drove from your subconscious. You might have been
mhm.
drinking coffee. You might have been texting. Um, but
But
what
so then that sounds like so this is what's confusing to me. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
The driving from your subconscious, but yet you say stay in the process. So does that mean you stay fully present, but you're on autopilot at the same time? Like, is there a balance there then?
Absolutely, there's a balance, absolutely. So when you
Okay.
drive, you don't really think about how much pressure you apply to the gas. You don't really think about
Okay.
where your foot is situated. You don't think about, turning the steering wheel. You just turn. You don't think about,
Mhm.
I gotta put more foot on the gas so that, I can introduce more, of a rich fuel air mixture and, get more acceleration. No,
That
you
does
just
not
go.
cross my mind.
It doesn't. You just go. You just, hit the gas and you go. You don't really think about what you do
Right.
think about is I need to make a left on Main Street. What you do need to
The
think
big
about
picture
is,
stuff.
yeah, or the next intersection has a yellow light, so I need to start slowing down. You don't think about how much pressure you apply to the
Mhm.
brake, you just do it.
Right,
Shooting needs to
okay,
be the
I
same
get
way.
what you're saying.
Shooting needs to be the
Okay,
same way.
that makes
Like, you
sense.
just